when it comes to love language, because that's the topic for tonight, I'm sure everybody is wondering, is that really important?
My name is Doyin. Welcome to Rethink Live for Doyin, where we unlearn to relearn.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is alright with me.
My name is Doyin. I'm a psych nurse practitioner. Here we have Rethink Life, where we get to understand a little bit more about life. We're breaking barriers. We're helping people be, much more effective for their life, not following what social media is saying. I feel like it's time, absolutely time, for providers to go ahead and speak up and just speak out, add a little bit to what is going on in society. The empty barrel makes the loudest noise. We don't want to continue that same situation going on over and over again. So again, this is why we have Rethink Life. Here, I also help people discover their life purpose and also find ways to monetize that. If you're struggling, trying to discover what you want to be in life, or what kind of business you want to open and stuff like that, you're just not sure, but you want to make money and live a good life, then come to me, Rethink Life with Doyin, all right? I have a special guest expert. I actually met Miss Nina through my journey, right? Yes, through my journey of calling providers. And I was like, hey, she was one person that did not, along my path, I did get no's throughout my journey of trying to open up with Ubridge Health. I did get no's, but Miss Nina was like, you know what? She listened to me. She was very attentive. She was like, listen, I really don't send patients. She was like, I go with patients to their appointments because I want to make sure they're getting the best care. That's the kind of therapist you want to come to. Okay. So this is what she does, right? And tell me your name of your practice, Miss Nina. I know it's Living and go ahead, please.
It's Living and Looking Within Counseling and Play Therapy.
Absolutely. So living and looking within. Isn't that amazing, right? I talk about here too, about how you should, follow your inner guide. And the name I was looking at and I'm like, this is interesting. Living and looking within, right? Counseling and play therapy. So if you have children, young adults, please go ahead. She's great. She's so embracing. She's supportive. She will break doors for you. Okay. I can't wait for you guys to learn a little bit more about this lady. She is phenomenal. So listen, she made sure that I was on point before she started referring patients to me. She was like, I'm not playing that. I'm not going to do that. So, and I just want to let you know, it's always good for you to find someone like that. Very important. I'm going to give you a brief overview, right? Tell you a little bit about her. So Ms. Nina is a licensed clinical social worker, LCSW, and a registered play therapist supervisor, RPT-S, a certified clinical supervisor, CCS, and an adjunct professor at Monmouth University. She's teaching graduate level studies, a retired police officer. Oh, wow. And a United States veteran, SSG. She is also the CEO and the founder of Living and Looking Within Counseling and Play Therapy, which is a thriving private practice providing counseling and play therapy for all. She is a qualified professional with a considerate amount of social work and criminal justice experience. She's dedicated to making positive impact for all people. She was raised on the belief that it takes an entire village to raise children and to keep your community together, which is what's missing in the world today. Miss Nina, right? Mrs. Nina Knight began a professional career as a police officer for East Orange PD. And then she finalized her career with Orange Police Department, where she retired to start a new career. As a psychotherapist, she worked for several different units as an officer. She was a crisis intervention specialist at the New Jersey Critical Incident Stress Management Team, the first female in history to make the motorcycle units, and still to date, the only female special response team member. She obtained her bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Caldwell University, a master's degree in social work with a clinical concentration in families and children from Monmouth University, where she currently is a professor, and her postgraduate studies are obtained from Harvard University. Oh my Lord, I didn't know all this about you, Miss Nina. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. She is a woman to reckon with, as you can see, okay? She is currently a member of the National Association of Social Works, NASW, the Association for Play Therapy, A4PT, and the World Association of Sand Therapy Professionals, the Veterans National Honor Society, and the Alpha Phi Sigma Honor Society. Her experience includes working with children, adolescents, DCP&P, school systems, the criminal justice system, substance use and addiction, police officers, correction officers, firefighters, and veterans. Wow. Please welcome Miss Nina Knight to the stage
Woo!
tonight to
You
talk
know what?
about
You know
love
what's funny? When
language.
people do my introduction, I'll be like, "That's a lie."
I love it. This is amazing. This is amazing. Wow, Miss Nina. I mean, you guys can see what a phenomenal individual we have here. Woo! Listen, you deserve all the praises. You deserve all the praises. Thank you for being here with me. And she is, oh, she filled my practice. Okay, guys? That's one amazing individual that I met. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And there's something else I got to add to that bio, too, being the only registered play therapist supervisor in the entire state of New Jersey that's African American as well.
Oh, wow.
There's only 23 of us.
Oh,
and
wow.
I'm the only African American.
Wow. Can you repeat that one more time so that the viewers can hear this?
I'm the only African American registered play therapist supervisor for the whole state of New Jersey. And there's only 23 of us.
Oh my God. And she's also the only African American. Wow. Wow. That's phenomenal. That's impressive. Woo! Thank you so much for enlightening me with all of that. I mean, you've done a lot, and also a police officer that then later became a therapist. I mean, tell me just a little bit, a little bit about your journey of how you discovered yourself, to get to be a therapist, because you were doing a certain career before. So let's talk about that just briefly, if you can.
So briefly, what I realized as a police officer on the road, I caught myself talking to people a lot more and negotiating with people a lot more than instead of arresting them. And I was told by a supervisor at the time, "You're good at talking to people. You might want to looking at the social work." I was like, "Social workers, don't they take kids?" And I was like, "Okay, let me dive a little bit more into this." Then I started to realize social workers, we the ones that's supposed to be in the room helping people. It's all about kids, and it's all about the community. It's all about politics. It's all about all rooms of life. Yes, once you do all the history. So that's how I wound up getting in this profession. Yes.
Wow.
I found myself on the road helping people more than anything.
Wow, that's phenomenal. That's awesome. Wow. Right. Isn't it interesting? Because I tell people, I said, you can help people in different ways, right? You were helping people in, being a police officer, and now you're also helping people in a different way. So sometimes people will say, oh, when you ask them, what's your purpose? My purpose is to help others. No, but what industry? Where are you doing it? Like, have we even thought about that? Think a little farther. Don't just stop there helping people, because everyone is trying to help people. The banker is, the janitor is, right? The people that cook your food, they are. The doctors are, the nurse practitioners, police officers. So which one? Which area are you really supposed to be in? So what a beautiful journey. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. And how I got the title of my practice is Living and Looking Within. People don't understand. You're your own expert. We're just here to clarify things and to put a cherry on top of things. And so all your answers is within you. I always tell people, go with your unconscious and you go with your gut. You have your answers. We don't give you your answers. We hear and clarify and comprehend the information that you give us when you come to our practice. And we let you know, okay, that sounds like it. Give us a little more. And then we elaborate and make you dig a little deeper. But if you think about it, we don't give you your answers. You get your own answers.
The conversation tonight is love language. So you have seen a lot of you do this. This is your need. This is your area. When it comes to your business, this is your focus. This is your niche, right? How did you discover that marriage and family counseling was what you wanted to do? Let's talk about it.
Well, when I first started with children, I started to realize that children's behaviors came from the adults. Again, children mirror adults. They mirror the caretakers, they mirror their parents, and they mirror the people that they're around. People fail to realize children learn 3 ways: by what they're taught, by what they see, and what they act, and what they see on TV. So it's the people that surround them, that they're watching, that they're mirroring, the things that they taught. Those are the main things: taught, told, and seen. Yeah.
Amen to that. Absolutely. Right. And I feel like absolutely. Another thing is that children, they really, like, just to reemphasize what you said, it's before they hear you. Don't get it wrong. They hear you, but your actions is what they see the most.
Yes. Correct.
So if it's like dating someone, your words and actions not matching, they will see more of your actions more. It's really that crazy. You know, they hear what you're saying, and what you also say does right. It keeps resounding in their mind over as they grow older. One thing we also found in psychiatry, right, a lot of behavioral problems that people come for. And even when we do just a little bit of counseling, right? Because you guys are the experts, you're using more was the strategies or for you to be able to assist the clients along the way.
Yes.
But when we're, one thing I've observed definitely is that a lot of the things that are occurring right now, for example, someone having PTSD, it could be stemming from when they're a child, right?
Yes.
Something that happened. I had an encounter with someone. Literally, this situation was occurring from something that happened almost 50 years ago. And because of that, they were still having trauma experience.
Okay. Well, they need to read the book, The Body Keeps the Score. So people need to understand this. Hear me clear when I say this. If you've been through some type of traumatic event and you have severe PTSD, even when you think you've got over that event, if you get a trigger, it's like, say for instance, 9/11. When planes go by, I literally have to catch myself like looking up in the sky. Like when 9/11 just passed, I took my kids over to 9/11, and literally when the plane flew by really close, it like took me back. And I haven't been over there to 9/11 since 9/11 happened back in 2001. So this was my first time actually visiting there, and I got chills through my body. It was a feeling. My kids looked at me like, "Mom, you okay? What's going on?" I'm like, "Y'all wouldn't understand, but I'm trying to hold myself strong, hold my composure for them." But your body keeps the score. Your body remembers everything that you've been through traumatically.
Absolutely. Wow, that's deep, and thank you so much for sharing that information. 100%. Wow. So, and definitely, so it's so interesting, right? Psychotherapy, even though we're doing medication management and a little bit of counseling, depending on what your focus is, right? Some next practitioners do therapy as well, but like I said, you guys are more, you're more into this. You have a specific area you're focusing, and it's so interesting, right? How this can really affect people's mind and life and the quality, even when it comes to relationships. Let's bring that into the conversation about relationship. Now, let's talk about, when it comes to love language, because that's the topic for tonight. I'm sure everybody is wondering, is that really important? Is it really that important?
Very important. So the five love languages are, write these down. The first one is words of affirmation. And what I mean by words of affirmation, either you love to give words of affirmation, meaning, baby, I love you, baby, you pretty, man, you handsome, damn, you fine. I can curse on this platform, I hope so. Then the second one is quality time. Quality time specifically is you want to spend time with your boo. So, prime example, hear me out when I say this. If you're looking for a man or a woman, because to each his own, everybody's dating a little bit of everybody, be advised. If you want a person that's making 6+ figures, be advised. You're not going to get that quality time that you're expecting because they got to get out there and hustle and work. That's just what it is. They got to go out there and make the money. So if you want a person or a partner that's going to make money, quality time is going to be very hard to receive. Okay. So the third one is receiving gifts. So gifts is, you like flowers, you like jewelry, you like trips. It's just receiving gifts. That's not a thing of mine because me being independent, I can buy my own stuff. But gifts ain't my thing. But again, that's my husband's love language. He like buying me gifts. Right. So number 4 is acts of service. So acts of service is when you do things for someone. Prime example, like if the grass need cut, the boo be like, all right, I'm gonna go out there and cut the grass for you. Or they don't need, or they just cut it without telling you. Or they see if your refrigerator is empty. They go grocery shopping for you. Then you come home, you're like, oh. Or you get home from a day of work and dinner's on the table already. So that's acts of service, when somebody actually does a service for you. And then the last and final one is physical touch. Physical touch is if you like your back rub, your shoulder rub, you like massages, you like the feet rub, you just like to be touched. But be advised, if you've been through some type of traumatic event or experience in your life, physical touch is probably not your thing because you've been touched. So you just gotta let your partner know whatever your triggers are. If you don't want gifts, if you don't want to be touched, you don't like quality time, just let your partner know what your love language is. Because a lot of times people more automatically think that they know what your love language is and they get it wrong. It may start off as acts of service, and then it may switch to touch. I can use for women examples. When we have birth, your body changes. In the beginning of your relationship, right before you have birth, you probably want your body touched the whole time. Once you have birth, you know, you may not want your breast, if you breastfeed like I did, you may not want your breast touched anymore. Or if you have vaginal birth, you know, you broke a blood vessel down there, you probably don't want, you know, easy penetration or hard penetration. Your touch, the sensation of your body may change. So you just have to let your partner know the changes that happens within you. Don't automatically assume they know, because it happens. So those are the 5. I'm going to repeat them again.
Yes, I'm ready. I got them all here. Continue. Go ahead. Repeat them again one more time.
Quality time, acts of service, gifts, and physical touch. Those are the 5.
Absolutely. And words of affirmation. Absolutely. So yes, absolutely. You guys got that, right? And I have a little bit of something I'm going to talk about tonight, right? Just to touch upon that. So, okay, we understand that the 5 love languages are important. Yeah. And you said, yes, it is important. But let's see, right? I want to recap something and I'm going to go back. So you said words of affirmation, right?
Yeah.
For example, complimenting someone, telling them you love them, quality time, focus on you, right? Focus conversation, romantic dinner, playing a game together, all that stuff. Physical touch, right? Hugging, kissing, holding hands, or massage. Acts of service, doing chores or tasks for your partner, and receiving gifts, treasuring the gift itself and the time and the effort that went into it. Now, I think all 5 of mine. I think all 5 of mine.
Okay.
And
that's the person. Which one would you prefer?
Which one do I prefer? Okay, let's see. Let's take a look here. I do enjoy. Let me see. Okay, let's see. I don't know.
Let's see about.
I think listen. I love people. I love compliments. I do. Right.
Okay.
And I think I have a little bit of all of them, and I'll explain to you why. I think, you know, and because and I think there's a reason why I'm that way, and I'm going to explain to you what I think from my perspective, and then you tell me, right?
Okay.
So you said that it is important, but let's take a look here. I was saying, is that the only thing that is most important in relationship, though? Let's talk about that.
What, in regards to the love languages?
No, so because the way social media, right? And I like that you asked me that question. The way the society carries on with about love language, they make it seem as if it's the essential thing. It's the most important thing that is necessary for a fruitful relationship, right? A relationship is that I want to know what do you think? Is that true, or would you say maybe something else is?
Everybody's different. Everybody has to know within themselves what is going to make them happy. You can't believe what you see. Like, prime example, people like to compare themselves to others. Just because somebody else receiving gifts not necessarily means that you're going to be appreciative to receive gifts as well. Like you, for instance, you say you like compliments. Most of the time, people that love compliments, if that's their love language, 9 times out of 10 in their past, they never really received them. That's the reason they want the compliments or the words of affirmation specifically. Oh, baby, you look good. Some people need that. I can't tell you how many women I have as clients. They need to hear, "Oh, you're beautiful," or "I love your hair," or "I love the way you dress." One of my clients, she really goes to the gym because she loves that attention that she gets from men in the gym. And I'm just like, are you serious? But she likes the compliments that she gets. That's her love language. It makes her feel good.
Absolutely. For me, right? If you give me so much compliment, I ain't gonna like that either. So, I need just to like. I think the basis of mine, it's really the effort. I pay attention to the effort behind everything.
Okay.
So that's one of the biggest part, and I will tell you a little bit about why that is. Why is it that I pay attention to the effort? But I wanted to get into the conversation of what is really is it really the most important aspect of a relationship? Is quality, is love language. Like I said, everybody, we're all different, right? And I understand that. For example, social media. People talk about, on social media, let's talk about it. Oh, he gotta give me money. I can't go no 50-50 with a man. And the thing is that people now I've realized people take that as their own. They're taking someone else's, that's what someone else believes. Now you bring that into your own life. Most people don't even know themselves.
Exactly. I think I know the situation that you're talking about. It was a female that went. I think she went viral because she was like, she went on a date and I think the guy spent like $100 on her and she wanted like a $500 dinner. And so people were blasting her like, you don't even look like you're worth like $500. I was like, oh, really?
Yes, there was one. There was one that the guy took her to I think it was a cheesecake factory, and she was like, she's not going on the date. She didn't step out the car. People said the same thing about her. Like, you don't even look like different people. Yes, she did not step out the car. She told, she went live and she was like, can you imagine this guy? And the thing is that I'm not, shaming anyone. If that's what works for her, that's good. Like you said, right? Because we are all different. But the idea is that why would you take, most people, unfortunately, are looking at social media and they're taking on someone else's ideas as their own. Then, number one, most of the time, like we spoke about it, right? Do people even know themselves? What do you think? Let's talk about that area.
They don't. Most people don't know. Most people don't even love themselves. Let's go there first. Majority of the times, people want to get in relationships or find a partner or a significant other, whether it be he, she, whatever it is that they fall in love with. They want that person to show them what love is. Nobody can show you what love is. You have to know what love is yourself. Again, I'm going to repeat that again. Most people look for others to give them the necessary things that they need. You're not going to get the necessary things that you need from others. You're not. If you don't know what you need and what you love within yourself, how do you expect another person to know how to show you love? You got to know it within yourself first. Again, like my title, looking and living within yourself.
Absolutely. And it's also very interesting because that applies as well. Even when let's even talk about sexuality, right? Getting sexual with your partner. It's really crazy. We're women and we expect men to know, to know what area you like it, to the left, to the right, to the center, to the back. Like, you gotta speak up. You have to let your partner communicate. Like, there was a book that I read recently, and it says, it's so funny, but people think communication is dependent on you that is speaking. You think that's communication? No, communication is dependent on the person that's listening. It's really dependent on that person and their level of reception. So it's, so communication, right? You had to communicate with your partner. Don't take on other people's ideas. Don't take it on. You have to get to know yourself. That's why I ask people. I've noticed that when you discover who you are, who am I? That's who are you? You got to know who you are. Once you know who you are, then you know, okay, I want this. I don't want that. This is what I like. This is not what I don't want to stay here. I don't want to be here. I don't want to work in this job. I can't stand this kind of individual. Like you said, pay attention to your triggers.
Yes. And it's funny that you're talking about that. I cannot tell you how many adults come into office and sex is like a taboo topic nobody wants to talk about. I'm like, we grown, right? Y'all having sex, right? Y'all got kids, right? Well, let's talk about it. Somebody's job is always higher than the other.
Seriously.
Never equal playing field.
How come they don't want to talk about it, though? That's weird. How come they don't want to talk about it?
Ashamed, embarrassed. Most of the time, adults don't talk to each other during sex.
They don't even communicate what they like and what they don't like.
Yes.
I see.
They automatically assume that their partner knows how to satisfy them, which is never the case.
And they expect the partner to know what they like.
Expectations. A lot.
A lot of expectations, right? A whole lot. They think if you're not orgasm, right? They think you're not having a beautiful sexual experience. It's so weird.
A lot of expectations in regards to, a lot of times people don't talk about roles. Males automatically assume that women's going to be doing the cooking and the cleaning and taking care of the kids and doing all the domesticated work. Women automatically think that the man is going to be the provider, the protector, the financial person. If you don't talk about these things, how do you know a person even have the capabilities of doing what you're assuming they're capable of doing? Most people automatically assume a man can take care of you. Have you looked at his bank account? Have you checked his credit score? How do you automatically assume, because he's a man, that he's on point with his stuff? And vice versa. How many times do men automatically assume women are very domesticated? It's 2024. Women don't cook no more. I'm ashamed to say that, but women really don't cook no more.
In the Bible, men were cooking, so it all depends on the era. I'm just saying, okay? Literally.
But it's automatically assumed that women are going to do the domesticated work nowadays. It's like it's expected. Like, you're not going to cook? No. Why? Is it that we're supposed to do? And a lot of times men have a tendency, I did a podcast on this a while ago, men have a tendency to look for a partner that's similar to their mother. because the expectation is a woman's going to do the same things that my mom did for me.
Are you married? Are you marrying your mother, or are you marrying a wife that you love and you appreciate the differences that she brings along in the relationship, and or at least you leave room for that to for you guys to explore on each angle. And this is not even only for men alone. Same for women, right? Women that are looking for father figure in their life, right? It's so interesting because there was something that I used to watch. There was a speaker. His name is Miles Monroe, and he talks about the importance of singleness, right? The importance of like people, it's not about you being single. No. It talks about, for example, let's use the idea of, like this is not a religious state, but we just want to talk about this area. It spoke about Adam, right? Adam knew, he knew his role. He knew his purpose. He knew what he was, why does he exist? What is he supposed to do? He had a job, okay? He had a job, like you mentioned. So, Adam is like, is an epitome of what, what man, when I say man and women is in the Bible, when they say man, it's all about man and woman, right? Human being, who that is. So it's very like it's very important you discover who you are. How do you, like you said, some of the ways we can discover ourselves, right? What are the things that trigger us, right? Pay attention to the things that trigger you. Also, really think to yourself and sit down and talk about what are the few things that really resonates with who I am. What are some no-nos that I'll be like, heck no, if you do this, I'm not about that life. For example, are you someone that, and pay attention to who you are? For example, somebody else does not like people to be lying to them. So people are focusing, and this is where I feel like people are so focused on the love language. They're not focusing on where is that love language stemming from? Is it a core belief that you have carried on as yours? Is it a core belief from other people or society that you have now brought into your life and you made it your own? This is what they do in therapy. They help you unlearn, detach the negative to replace it with the positive, or better yet, help you discover who you really are. And then the voices are not coming from, because sometimes you think you're doing something, but it's really, really the voice of your father, your mother that is really deteriorated in your mind. You got to figure out where is that voice coming from. Now, another thing you also want to do, and I'm going to ask you more of, you have more that you can share in this area, right? Another thing you want to do is I did this to myself. I literally sat down and I'm like, okay, what are some words that they are like a deal, like, no, I wouldn't say a deal breaker, because a deal breaker, we're going to talk about that shortly, but it's not even about deal breaker, but literally, what are some things about myself that I know that are 100% true with me? One thing about me, I would say integrity. I'm very real. That's a problem. It's a big problem. Okay, somebody else may not.
That's no, it's supposed to be that way.
It's not. Yeah, it's not a problem. I know that, but I'm just saying to somebody else, it's a problem. But it's literally, I know realness, like truthfulness, is very important to me. You got to be truthful with me. Integrity, right? So there are some things that are core with me. Write about 5 of those things down. Because when you want to now look for someone that also has similar values. Now, question is, how is it portrayed? Right? How is it portrayed? Ask the question. How, like somebody else, truthfulness, but somebody else, omission is not necessarily a lie. You want to really pay attention to some core values that are like really core to you. But go ahead, Miss Nina. What do you think about that? Go ahead.
Most of the time, people learn, like, again, from their childhood, what they saw. Say, for instance, if they saw growing up like a toxic family, mother and father fighting all the time, they feel as though when they get in a relationship, one of my clients, self-sabotaging. She saw her mother and father fighting all the time. When I tell you she had the perfect fiance, she came off, she was like, I think I'm messing it up. I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm starting arguing. He's not fighting with me. He's not arguing with me. Is this normal? Yes, this is normal. But again, what she saw growing up, she thought was normal. So when she got in a normal relationship, she like, this ain't normal. This is supposed to be chaotic. Like, she was always waiting for the boom. I'm like, there is no boom. This is how a relationship's supposed to be. Yes. So a lot of times people need to learn bad behavior.
Learn better. Yes. You say that, and that also resonates with me, right? For example, some people, I'm gonna give you an example. Some people, their father, mother were very jealous. The father, well, let's say the father was very jealous. So guess what? They're looking for a partner. that is going to exhibit that exact trait.
Exactly.
And to them, that's love. And that's love language.
Yes.
That's love to them. As a society, you know, we need to unlearn, because what are the things that matters the most to you? You know, when it comes to relationship or a person, or before you even go into a person, about yourself first. Examine within. So you want to go ahead and make sure you look within yourself, right? Very important. And the same thing I also say, inner guide, all that beautiful stuff. Similar, you got to look within and also talk to a, you know, an expert in this area. We have what we call existential therapy, right? Who am I? Why do I exist? You know, what am I supposed to do in this life? So it's not just CBT, all that stuff, exposure therapy. There's so much more. There's also, you know, EMDR. There's also DBT, which helps with, you know, emotional regulation. So there are many types of therapy. It's very important, even in like marriage, family counseling, right? Sometimes you guys will tell people to go ahead and do individual counseling, right? Am I correct on that?
Yes. Because a lot of times within couples counseling, you start to realize that the individuals have individual issues that they're bringing into their relationship, which is causing the riffraff in the marriage or the relationship. So unfortunately, if you're going to couples counseling or marriage counseling, if you need individual sessions, the therapist will tell you, I think you need individual sessions. So we can't talk about you specifically, because this is about a us and a we. It's not an I and a my. Yes.
Absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much, Miss Nina. Today we spoke about, you know, love language. We spoke about if it's really that important. We understand that it is important, right? But at the same time, we also understand the importance of of discovering your core values, right? You can also go to therapy. You have to really, you know, think to yourself, who, you know, where are my core values? Because beliefs cannot, your core beliefs, sometimes you think that's a core value, but it's really not. And they're going to teach you that in therapy, so you know how that is. Like I said, we really help you have clarity on who you are, right? What matters to me and what matters to Miss Nina may not be the same, you know, and it may be the same but look very different. So we really have to examine and get to know ourselves. This is just to add to this portion, right? For example, even when it comes to life purpose, right? You know, if you discover who you are, you discover why you're here, why you exist, what you want to do. You're discovering your, like, the bane of your existence, who you really are, right? So you're really knowing the core of who, you know. If I'm saying core so much, but what makes you do everything, what makes you tick, what makes you happy, what makes you joyful. So purpose has to do with that too. And it's so funny because, you know, you discover your life purpose, you also discover yourself. You discover yourself. So when you discover that, then you'll know, okay, this is the kind of partner I want. I don't want this kind of partner because this person is not going to help me get to where I'm going, or we don't have the same vision. You know, working on the same vision, because somebody else, money is very important to them. In the same relationship, the other person doesn't care about that. You know, so you have people that have big hearts, the other person doesn't, right? Am I correct so far?
Yes, you got a receiver, you got a giver, and you got a taker. But the main thing I'm going to leave everybody with, when you get in a relationship, know why you want to be in a relationship. Most people just want to be in a relationship just to be in one. What's your reason? What do you want this person in your life for? Are they escalating you? Are they bringing value to your life? Or are they keeping you at homeostasis? Are they keeping you where you are? Or are they bringing you down lower to their level? So you got to be careful and know the reason why you want to be in a relationship.
And why you want to get married. If that is what you want, what is the reason anybody wants to be in a marriage? I asked myself this question when I was like a bit younger. And at the time, people looking at like I was crazy. The people that I had around me looked at me like, oh, why are you not following what society says? I don't do things because of society or what they think about it. I don't care less about that. This is my life, right? This is your life. Why are you caring about what society thinks? What matters? Why are you doing anything you do? Why are you going to that job that you go to? Why are you still stuck there if you don't, it's giving you high blood pressure, heart attack, up and down? I get that you need it, but the thing is, there are other ways. I tell people, you don't look for solutions. You will always find. If you keep looking at problems, you always forever have problems. You can never find a solution that way. So think to yourself: why do you want to be married to anybody? Why does anybody want to be married to you? And whatever that decision is,
why do anybody want to stay in a detrimental, toxic relationship?
Amen to that. Okay, so let's go here. So this is a summary. So Love language can provide valuable insights into how individuals express and receive love, which can enhance communication and intimacy in relationships. However, they are not the sole determinant of a successful relationship. Factors such as mutual respect, trust, shared values, effective communication, and conflict resolution skills also play crucial roles, right? And also discovering
Mhm.
your life purpose. While understanding love languages can help partners connect better, a healthy relationship requires a holistic approach that encompasses various aspects of partnership. At the end of the day, relationship is all about partnership. And what does that look
Yeah,
like to you? Right, Miss Nina?
absolutely.
All right.
Communication is key.
Exactly. And don't be listening to reply. Just listen. Okay.
Yes. Listen to understand. Don't listen to reply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. I say, when you just tell your brain, I'm listening. Look at their facial expression, all that stuff, and just really don't be zoning, but listen. And you will naturally. Sometimes when you're listening, you'll have there's nothing. There's you don't need to say anything, and that's
Yes.
the art of listening. You just it doesn't require to say something. So
Mhm.
not listening to reply. Just listen or listen to understand
But
before you.
also, again, you have different types of communication as well. You could talk,
Ooh,
facial expressions, body
yes,
language.
yes,
Like a person could
absolutely.
be talking, and then when they get triggered, they like to do this, and I'll be like, "Oh, you defending yourself?" They be like, "Why you say that?"
Mm.
This is a defense posture.
Absolutely,
You're not letting
absolutely,
me in. If you open, you'll be like this. I'm
absolutely.
open and ready to receive things.
Oh, I love that. And we're gonna talk more a little as well. Maybe I would definitely love to invite you on the right communication, because people say communication, but what does that mean? They say good communication. Like you said, it looks very different for each one. But
Mhm.
later, when we talk about communication, you'll be surprised about some things. But
Yeah.
once again, thank you so much, Miss Nina. Wow,
Well,
beautiful. Thank you so much. Once again, my name is Doyin, the founder and of Rethink Life with Doyin, and also Ubridge Health. And I also have the founder and CEO, Miss Nina Knight, wonderful human being woman. And she was a police officer, found her way, and there's so much more that she did. She's also the only lady, she's the only woman, the only African American woman, and that is a part of the New Jersey registered
supervisor.
play therapist. Share it with your friends because somebody will learn from this, okay? And your children, you never know, okay? All
Yeah.
right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for your time. Stay
Bye,
well.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Stay tuned, Miss Nina. Thank you.
Don't forget, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.